This is a lithium-ion storage cabinet from Hazero. Hazero standing for Hazard Zero, I'm assuming. And it is the first time I've seen a product that is designed specifically for storing lithium-ion batteries off your tools, potentially off laptops, other things like that. Anything that has lithium-ion batteries, bikes maybe, lawnmowers. But most people will presumably be using these things for power tool batteries. All power tool batteries these days, any ones that are any good anyway, are made of lithium ion. I've been thinking more about this sort of product recently, even though this is actually the first dedicated one I have seen. But I started thinking maybe I should be storing my batteries somewhere a little bit safer since I did this. And also with all the other things I keep seeing online and reading about and hearing about from people in the comment sections of my videos, it's just starting to put the wind up me a little bit. And when you consider how many batteries I've got, it's just a little bit scary. I don't want my house going up in flames. And if you don't want your business going up in flames or your house going up in flames and you've got a lot of batteries, then maybe you'll be interested in this product. Although that's not entirely why I'm looking at it. The owner of this particular company contacted me one day out of the blue, said, "Hey, we've got these cabinets and would you be interested in setting off some batteries in them?" And I thought, ooh, this sounds like fun. So they have lent me this cabinet to experiment on. And I told the owner, hey, as long as you're not expecting it to get it back in one piece. If I destroy it, I destroy it. And he was fine with that. He wanted to see how much I could do to this thing without it getting out of the cabinet, no fire getting out, that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. But first I'll tell you a little bit about the cabinets. They have self-closing door. You can lock them, of course. So they're twin-skinned. That helps keep the heat in, keep the heat out as well, especially if it was sitting somewhere like this, where it's sitting in the sun, helps keep the heat off your batteries, for instance. And as standard, they come, like I say, twin-skinned with a big sump in the bottom there. There's a shelf there. They come with another shelf. It's removed at the moment. And it's basically just like a hazard cabinet for your batteries. But this particular one, as you can see, has some extra features. There is a fan running right now. I've got it hooked up to the EcoFlow here just to see how much power it uses. With just the fan, the smoke alarm, and the lights and things going here, it only uses about 10 watts of power, so next to nothing. But you can have it hooked up so that you can have all your chargers in here and they're powered. It's powered through the cabinet. And if anything goes wrong, this will cut out. I'll explain a bit more about that in a moment. This one also has a smoke alarm in it. It's got the fan up there, like I say. It's got a siren. You can have them so that they have alarms that will be sent to your phone. That's what this one had in it when it was delivered to me. But the owner took that out because he didn't want me destroying that module because it's a bit expensive. So in here we have all the brain box of the thing. So you can see all the wires and stuff in there. They can basically make these to suit your particular needs. So they can also fit them with fire suppression systems. Not really probably necessary in one this small, but if you had a bigger cabinet, then that is a good idea because this little one is the mini cabinet. So this is the smallest one they do, but they do ones, big double door ones. If I'm going to get something like this, I would definitely have to get a big double door one because all my batteries are never going to fit in there, especially if I wanted to put chargers in there. So now that I've told you a bit about it, we're going to see what happens when we put some smoke in here, because it should trigger the smoke alarm, a siren will go off, and then we'll get a red light on here, the fan will cut out, the power will cut out, the cabinet will be doing its job. So we'll test that first before I start getting onto the battery cells. Hopefully one of these insect coils will be enough smoke to trigger this cabinet off. Oh, probably should shift that. That should do it. Let's give it a whirl. This is the fan here. This will cut out when our smoke triggers off our alarms and everything inside this thing. If you get the basic unit and you don't want all the electrics, and so you don't have a fan because you haven't got any chargers in there that need to be vented, then you can just have a bung in there to stop anything from getting out. Although this isn't a smoke-free cabinet, like it's not airtight, so smoke will come out around the door and stuff like that. I've got a light source going in the cabinet. Let's now add the smoke source and close her up. Time to put your earmuffs on. Light is off. Right, once the smoke is cleared, alarm will stop like that. Red light will stay on to let you know that something has happened if you weren't around. And then just to reset it, if it's just something small like this, you can just push the green button and you're ready to go again. Fan will start up, power should come back on, like so. See the red light again? Yeah. Let's do it again just for fun, eh? Oh, good. So we know that works. So when we set off our batteries in there, it should cut out pretty quick. As for batteries, I now need to come up with a method to consistently trigger thermal runaway in a lithium-ion battery cell, and preferably in an entire lithium-ion tool battery pack. And the difficult thing, of course, I have to do it whilst inside the Hazero cabinet. Time for some fun. Now I'm going to have a look what cells I've got laying around. I've got some of these 21700 tabless cells. They're the Murata VX40 that Makita use in their 4F battery, and I think we'll start with those. I'm going to make sure they're fully charged before I do whatever I'm going to do to them. I do have some other cells kicking about the place, so we'll start with these, see how they go, and if they don't work we'll move on to something else, because I haven't actually seen one of these tabless cells go off yet. So let's do it. So I have a selection of batteries here to put inside the cabinet, and then once we've got the batteries in there, I have the thing hooked up with the EcoFlow, and we'll try and trigger a thermal runaway. Got a fire extinguisher there. Everything out in the open here, so that if anything goes wrong, we're all good. I just tell you how hot the top of this is. Shouldn't be very warm. It's not a very sunny day today here. We'll just do a couple of measurements just to see how hot this is sitting out here. We're only looking at 20 degrees, and on the front of the cabinet 20 degrees. So after we've had a conflagration inside this thing, I will once again measure that temperature on the front and the top, and we'll see if we've actually managed to heat this thing up. Remember, it's double skinned. I don't think that we'll actually get much in the way of heat coming through this thing. I expect it to do its job good and proper. But now I'm going to put all these inside and we'll see what happens. I'm going to trigger off one of these batteries. Hopefully we can get as many cells as possible to go. I would love for all of them to go up, but that's going to be pretty difficult to pull off. But let's give it a crack. All no-name batteries, of course. If all these go up, we're going to have a bit of fun. Lock and load. as you can see, we have had quite a good reaction in there. I think we have blown quite a few cells in there. I won't be opening that for a while. There's another one just gone off. We may have triggered all of those batteries in there, which is a perfect test for this thing. There's, I can't remember how many batteries put in there, at least 60 cells in there. 60 lithium ion cells, as well as a few nickel metal hydride batteries that I wanted to get rid of. And there's the alarm going off again. I think the alarm might be suffering a little bit due to the fire in there potentially destroying the cabling. But as you can see, no fire has gotten out. Let's just test the temperature if we can. Oh, there goes another one. It's not going to be able to open this for a while. So I can feel heat coming out of it. We are up to 37, 38 degrees on the back, on the top, sorry. And on the front, yeah, 41, 43 degrees. That noise is really annoying. But anyway, this will have given you enough time with all that noise to get out of your factory or garage before you get smoked out. And the container, or the cabinet should I say, will stop your workshop or garage or shed or whatever from burning down. But I'm just wondering if our camera footage is going to survive this inside there, because we put 2 cameras in there, but that seems like it's gotten pretty nasty in there. Now I'm going to attempt to open it, see if we can retrieve our cameras before it's too late. That's good timing. Still very active in there. I think we've got a fire in here. If I open this, we'll find out if we've got a fire. I've unplugged it so that the alarm stopped. Glad the wind is going the way it is. We have some flaming batteries in here. Okay, here we go again. Let's have a look how it's doing now, a few minutes later. We've got quite a nasty burn mark on the door. And we've got a bit of a fire going in there. What I'm going to do now to try and snuff out that fire is put the bung back in where the fan is. And try and deprive that of some oxygen. See if that helps. Might not. Right, up near the top of the door, we're now reading 79 degrees. Not surprising. On the top, 60 degrees. This area here is the hottest. So 70 through 60 on the top, 50 on the side, and the hottest on that side's around 52. Up in this corner here, we are over 100 degrees, 110 degrees Celsius. Now, if you ever do anything like this at home, get away from those fumes. Because those fumes are nasty. Not only is it burning plastic from the batteries, but the lithium releases some nasty stuff. Now, do you think our fire will have gone out by now? Can I still save some of the electronics inside this thing? Here we go again. The things I do for YouTube. Oh, it's quite hot in there, that's for sure. Okay, well, just a little bit still burning there. Okay, I'm going to hook out the light. Oh. Right, I'm just going to plug the unit back in and see if the electrics are still working. They are. Won't reset, probably because that smoke alarm's just constantly going off. There is still power getting to the unit. Yikes. That's still over 100 degrees. Oh yeah, the heat radiating off it. I can feel it there. Okay, it's been around 15 minutes since I last opened the door. Let's just see how toasty things are. Well, I can still feel some heat. Right, so looking inside, we've still got a bit of heat kicking about. Not too much, but we're still over 50 degrees on this battery here, which is melted down, but I don't know if any cells have gone off in that one. This one here, as you can see, well and truly, plastic's all gone. This is presumably it here. Very toxic smell coming out of this thing. This one has, for the plastic to be everywhere, must have had a few good bangs. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? That one has completely blown its end out. That's what we wanted. I think most of these cells, they're a lot lighter than they once were. Probably gone off. Oh, those ones don't look to have gone off. Surprising. For the amount of bangs. Oh! Still some life in that one. Just shorted it. Yikes. Careful now. This is the most fun I've ever had making a video. And that one there, I think we've had something come out the side of it. Would have expected there to be more hanging out. I've got a bit of copper showing on the bottom there. Looks like this one survived. Oh, there we go. That's good to see. Cool. That's very cool. Oh, wow. The copper must have been flying around in there. That will have come out of this cell that I just showed you. I can see it all in the back there. There's the cathode and the anode all fired out together. One copper and one aluminium, I'm guessing. And the poor old impact driver here. She's not teal coloured anymore. It's almost a black one. The smoke alarm is rather melted. One of the batteries blew over and melted onto the door a bit there. It's damaged the paintwork, and it has it blew right up to the side of the door there and damaged a bit there. This is the light that we had in the top so that we could use the cameras. But all in all, it's been a good, successful test. It's pretty blackened looking. Let's see what happens if we plug her in again. Power on now. Not happy. We need to shut the door for that to work, I think. We've damaged something. Not surprisingly. That's a really horrible noise. Let's take a look around the cabinet now. So on the side, all good. On the back, all good. Maybe some stuff has blown out the bottom there, possibly some black soot there. This side, all good. I put the bung back in halfway through, as I said, so that we could try and kill the fire in it a bit quicker. And around the front, this is where we can see by the siren here, this is the siren. And of course the lights and button there, you can see there's black marks left from the smoke down the hinge side there as well. And the bottom looks in pristine condition still, so that's good. But all in all, it will stop the fire spreading to your workshop or your garage or your shed, and it'll give you enough time to get away from all the toxic fumes. So all in all, it did a pretty good job. Down in the description there will be a link to the full length version of this video showing me testing all the batteries, trying to get all the different cells, the methods I used, just trying to get them to blow up. And it's a much longer video. If you're interested in seeing all the dangerous bits, then go check that out down in the description, and if I remember, down in the comments, and maybe even up in the top corner up here. And also, while you're down there below the video, let me know what you think of this thing. Would you be interested in a lithium ion battery storage cabinet? Is that the sort of thing you would buy? Do you think it's overkill? What do you reckon? What would you change about it?
I kind of thought about putting like a seal around the door maybe, but if you've got the vent open, bit of a waste of time, it'll all just pour out there, the smoke. And depriving the case of oxygen is probably not going to stop a lithium-ion battery much anyway, because they're nasty wee things and they'll burn despite everything you throw at them. If you want any more information, I will put links to the company that makes this thing down in the description, so you can go and check out the different size cabinets. They make all sorts of other things as well, not just lithium-ion cabinets, but other hazard cabinets and all sorts of different boxes and things. So if you're interested, check that out down below, and I'll see you all on another one again soon. Cheers, guys.